This conference is significant not only because 30 countries and stakeholders in peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region are represented here. United States Army is here with us on his maiden overseas visit after assuming the appointment of the Chief of Staff. Our congratulations and best wishes to you, sir. Management Seminar, that is IPAMS, and the Senior Enlisted Leaders Forum, or SELF 2023. I'm sanguine that this interaction will be request General Manoj Pandey, Chief of Army Staff, Indian Army, to address the gathering.
All right. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today at the opening ceremony of the Indo-Pacific Army Chiefs Conference, the Indo-Pacific Army's Management Seminar, and the Senior Enlisted Leaders Forum. It is an honor for me to speak to you alongside my valued colleague and counterpart, General Randy George, Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army. The Indian Army and the U.S. Army are co-hosting this two-day symposium, and at the outset, I wish to thank General Randy George and his team for extending full support and cooperation towards putting this event together. The Indo-Pacific Army Chiefs Conclave has been a biennial convention since 1999, while the Indo-Pacific Army's Management Seminar and the Senior Enlisted Leaders Forum have been an annual event since 1978 and 2013 respectively. As you just heard, this edition of the three events is witnessing the largest participation, and I express my gratitude to all the participating Army Chiefs and their representatives from 30 countries who are present here today. This symposium, in fact, serves as a shining example of what can be achieved when nations come together with a common purpose. The central theme of our deliberations stands as Together for Peace, Sustaining Peace and Stability in the Indo-Pacific region. The Indo-Pacific construct has come to occupy central space in the contemporary geostrategic canvas in recent years. Its significance is a reflection of the evolving dynamics in the political, security, economic, and environmental domains of today's world. The region is not only a cauldron of cultures, histories, resources, and opportunities, but is also a theater of complexities and challenges. The percentage of global population residing in the region, its share of the world's GDP, the proportion of merchandise market tied to the region, the magnitude of maritime trade that transits through this area lends this region a pivotal stature in charting the world's course in the 21st century. Therefore, a periodic ideation, discussion, and collaborative congregation of all littoral partners is mandated with core efforts focused on shared responsibility towards achieving and sustaining peace and stability. This symposium is part of that endeavor. The proceedings over the next 2 days comprise engagements and ideation events structured in 3 tiers. At Tier 1, we have the Army Chiefs Conclave, which shall witness discussions on security dynamics and the macro construct of our synergized strategy for effecting peace and stability in the region. At Tier 2, the operational military commanders will engage in discussions on joint exercises, interoperability, sub-regional perspectives, best practices, lessons learned by participating nation, and coordination between our forces to address specific response contingencies. The outcomes from this session shall form the building blocks for a collaborative roadmap for the future. Tier 3 interactions involve the senior enlisted leaders who form the cutting edge of our armies. They will discuss issues related to professional development, leadership, and man management. With their vast and varied experience and expertise in the field, we look forward to invaluable ideas and perspectives coming to the fore. We shall also have bilateral consultations and discussions on the sidelines to enhance and broaden our army-to-army engagement initiatives. The outcomes that we are endeavoring to achieve from the symposium entail several key issues. These are evolving a shared vision for military cooperation, fostering a sense of collective responsibility, sharing best practices, appreciating areas and communities vulnerable to climate change, and synergizing our response to HADR, increasing military exchange endeavors, progressing defense diplomatic initiatives, reinforcing the importance of open and sustained dialogue to jointly address issues that impact us, and of course, taking forward the ideas we endorsed during our deliberations. I am confident that the symposium will be a testament of our shared resolve. Also, that our discussions will be fruitful, leading to our partnerships and vision from the Indo-Pacific becoming stronger and more enduring. In addition to formal discussions, we have also organized an event to showcase India's rich cultural diversity and visits to few heritage sites in Delhi. I am sure that the spouses accompanying the delegates shall experience the spirit, soul, and warmth of Delhi, which in fact is a treasure trove of history, culture, and heritage. In the end, a word for our media colleagues present here who are here to cover the event. An event of this nature and scale would lose much of its impact if it remains confined to the four walls of this convention center. I am sure your coverage of the event will contribute to this effort and resonate with the global audience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and Jai Hind.
And first, thank you to General Pandey for graciously welcoming us all here, and your hospitality of you and your entire team has been amazing, and we've definitely enjoyed the culture, and we've all eaten our weight, I think, in food here over the last day or two, so thank you so much. I think it's appropriate that you are hosting this event because of your leadership role in this region. General Pandey and I had a great visit yesterday, and it's good, I think, as mentioned up front, that I'm here just a few days after I was confirmed as the Chief of Staff for the U.S. Army. The partnership between the U.S. and the Indian armies is vital for stability in the region, and the relationship between our armies is strong and growing stronger. Just yesterday, up at Fort Wainwright, Alaska, our forces kicked off the latest edition and the best one yet of Exercise Yuddha Abhas. Right now, in cold, rugged conditions close to the Arctic Circle, our soldiers are sharpening their skills, mastering their craft, and learning from each other. They are building trust and deepening the friendship between our armies. We all know how important trust and friendship are. In a challenging global security environment, having great allies and partners is more important than ever before. That's what IPACC is all about. This year, as mentioned up front, 30 countries and 20 Army chiefs are in attendance. And I think that's the most we have ever seen at an IPACC, and that's a really big deal. And I'm really proud to be here. We are here at IPACC to talk about the role of land power. Land power not only contributes to our shared security, land power is decisive. Our land power network, the network that General Pandey and I and all of our fellow chiefs are building here at IPACC, is the security architecture that binds this region together. That leads to unity and collective commitment across the region, and that unity and commitment are the best deterrents. This week at IPACC, I look forward to talking with my fellow chiefs about a number of important things. And the first one is warfighting, or how we operate. And for the Army, that's our purpose in the U.S. Army. Our armies will hone our operational skills through training and exercising that we do together. Important events like the one I mentioned, Indo-Pacific, but also Talisman Sabre, Super Garuda Shield, Orient Shield. These exercises increase our interoperability and deepen the confidence we have in each other. This week, I also look forward to discussing how we deliver ready combat formations, and that means getting our forces to the right place at the right time for whatever mission, even humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, and then supporting and sustaining them there. We'll also talk about continuous transformation, how to adapt and evolve, how we're organized, and how we equip our formations for the future, and we all know that the character of war is changing. And we'll talk about how to strengthen our profession, the trust between the leaders and the led, and our standards and discipline. As we do these things, and we do them together, we deepen our unity and collective commitment, and that is how together we maintain a free and open Indo-Pacific. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs.
I kind of mentioned those up front. I mean, I think the biggest thing that we've seen is the importance of relationships, and General Pandey and I were talking about that. We had a great event last night where we're around and getting to know. We know we're going to be operating together, and just having allies and partners together, I think, is the biggest benefit we're going to get out of this, just learning how we operate. So we're going to talk about how we're going to have to transform our forces. I think we've seen the things that are changing in the world. Unmanned systems is one example. How are we all, learning from each other about what we're doing? How are we going to operate with contested logistics? And there's a long list that we can go through, how we can continue to strengthen our profession and make sure that we're viable in the future. And I think we do that through all of our exercises, and this is something we can come together and kind of talk about how we're going to continue to chart the path down the road.
The next question is for the Chief of Army Staff.
I take out the words which you referred and General Randy George mentioned about interoperability, transforming the forces, and as General George mentioned, free and open Indo-Pacific. General Pandey, do you?
Thank you, Ajay, for that question. The aim, the deliverables, the achievables of this two-day event have been described both by myself as well as General Randy George. Let me upfront mention that we're not looking at a military alliance, so to speak, something what perhaps you are suggesting. It's not, this entire exercise initiative is not directed against a country or a group of countries. You heard how the IPAMS has been held every year since 1977. We are now into the 43rd or 47th edition. And likewise, the IPACC this year is the 13th edition from the time it started in 1999. So what we are looking here is at an open and sustained dialogue on a range of issues that both of us just alluded to, and without any illusions of being cast as an alliance, so to speak. I need to emphasize that it's a multilateral forum aimed at bringing together the military leadership to share certain common concerns on the areas that we just defined. It is also meant to understand perspectives of different countries, different armies, and share the best practices. And last but not the least, in terms of coming up with a good, effective response to crisis situations, such as in case of natural as well as man-made disasters, and to see as to how we can respond to such situations in a more effective and a timely manner. So the overall aim, I would say, of our exercise here over the next 2 days would be to build trust and strengthen friendship between all the participating army chiefs and their representatives, those who are here today. Thank you.